Hello YouTube, welcome to Lauren Loves Literature. Oh, hello, happy new year. I hope that your January has been going good even in the chaos that is the world and the United States right now. So I acquired quite a few books during the holiday season and then in the early January season with the gift cards that I had been given, and I thought that I would haul them for y'all and show you guys some of the books that I have been reading / will be reading. I'm going to be starting with the books that I was gifted. First, my amazing friend Madeline, who created the illustration you saw in my new intro, gifted me a copy of Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. If you did not know, this was my favorite book of last year. It follows the Prince of England and the son of the President of the United States as they go from enemies to lovers in an international affair. I am super excited to have another copy of this. I may be giving away my other copy just because they're the exact same copy, so maybe I'll annotate one and keep the other one. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet, but thank you so much, Madeline, for this. I absolutely love you. Next, my friend Ness from the Nexa Things gifted me The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This book follows our main character Addie as she makes a deal to live forever, but the catch is that nobody will ever remember her. From what I gather, I have not read this book yet if you could not tell, but from what I gather, basically the second that Addie leaves the room, the people that she just talked to will forget her, so she kind of lives in this cycle of forming relationships only to have them fall apart. I've heard this book is really thought-provoking and very emotional, but I also have friends like Rachel from Shipwreck Library who did not like this book, so I'm very interested. I do like V.E. Schwab's writing, so I am pretty excited to dive into this book, so thank you so much, Nat. Finally, for the gifts portion of this video, I have White Ivy by Susie Yang. This was gifted to me by my grandma. Me and my grandma loved to read books and pass them back and forth to kind of talk about them together in our own little book club. She picked this book because it is from the Read with Jenna club, which is Jenna from the Jenna and Hoda morning show, and when I lived with my grandma we loved watching that together, so she picked this book up because it was on Jenna's list. This book follows a Chinese immigrant as she is living in a low-income neighborhood in America, and she falls in love with this picture-perfect white boy who I guess is described in the front cover as a wasp dream. If you don't know what wasp is, I'll put it up on the screen. But I guess that the beginning of the book is a different timeline than the rest of the book. The main character sees this boy again years after they have first met, and that is where our story unfolds. It says there's a love triangle, so I'm super excited for this book. I really don't know much about it. What I told you is basically all that I know, and I'm excited to see where the rest of the story takes us. Now we're going to be getting on to the books that I purchased for myself with money that I received or gift cards that I received. First, we have Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. I have read We Are Okay by Nina LaCour, and I didn't necessarily love that book. I did enjoy Nina's writing, and I absolutely, spoiler alert, loved her writing in this book as well. This follows our main character Mila, who is in the foster system, and she's about to age out, and she gets an internship job at a haunted farm. She doesn't know it's haunted until she goes there, and the ghosts are a big part of this book. I think that they're a very interesting take in this book as well, and this is just a contemporary novel about healing from trauma and moving on and really finding yourself. Next, I have Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This book is the second book. I'm not sure what the series is called, but the first book is Children of Blood and Bone, which I read a few years ago and absolutely loved. One of my resolutions for this year was to finish more series or continue in more series. I start a lot of series or trilogies, things like that, and I never complete them. So I really wanted to dive back into a story that I know that I love. I'm gonna have to watch a review on the first book to kind of jog my memory of everything that happened because I read it over a year ago and I've kind of forgotten the details in it, and I feel like that would be important going into the second book. But I just remember there is magic and a quest that involves the girl and her brother, and that's pretty much all I remember. I remember more details that are more spoiler-y. But yes, this is the second book. I can't tell you what it's about because that would spoil the first. But yes, I will be reading this hopefully very soon so I can continue on with the series. Next, we have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This book follows our main character Alex as she is a student at Yale. The circumstances of her getting into Yale are a little questionable, but she is indoctrinated into this secret society that basically there's a bunch of secret societies at Yale that are all kind of doing things, and her job, Alex's job, is to make sure that nobody gets hurt in all the dealings that are happening in these secret societies. I have started this book. I know that there is ghosts in this book, and that this book kind of deals with some darker academia vibes. So yes, I will be reading this. And finally, I have The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. This follows a set of men as they have done a crime against nature, and nature comes back to haunt them. This is a thriller. It is very gory, so if that's not something you're interested in, very detailed gore, I would say stray away from this book. But I have read this book. My review of it is up on Goodreads if you are interested, and I will be talking about it more in my January wrap-up. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope, like I said, I hope you have had a happy new year. I am hopefully going to be uploading once a week from now on, just so I can kind of get into that YouTube algorithm. Let me know if you have hauled any books recently, or if any of these books sound interesting to you. Thank you so much for watching. All my links will be down below, including my Twitter, which is where you can always feel free to message me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.